welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Rakel. Today we're going to be doing fundamentals of Pilates routine. So let's get to it. Okay, I want to start staying seated on my butt, like so. And I would like to zip my legs together. I want to put my feet on the ground. My feet are not too close to me. They're not too far from me. I want to find my knees, my inner thighs, and press them into each other. When I do this, if you can see maybe, I instantly pull my belly button back because that connection of the inner thigh goes right into my low abs and activates my abdominal muscles right away. Alright, so we're going to be starting with some pelvic tucks and tilts. I want to place my hands to the backs of my thighs. And then I want to keep those legs together and pull my belly button back. Imagine I'm trying to lean onto a ball right behind me. And then I want to pull myself up and open up my chest and straighten my spine. And then again, I want to pull that belly button back. This is a tucked pelvis. And then I want to lift up, open up my chest, try to sit on my sit bones again. Inhale, pull it back, round down, and exhale. Lift up one more time, pull it back, round down. Now we're going to keep pressing onto the sides of our thighs and start to roll down a little bit more. Roll down, roll down, roll down. When my ribs touch the mat, I want to again take help from my thighs and lift myself up and open up my chest again. I'm going to roll down. You can get help from holding on to your legs and rolling down. When my ribs touch the mat, I'm going to roll up, and roll up one more time. Let's inhale, roll down, roll down, roll down, and exhale, roll up, roll up, roll up. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to now keep those legs together and sit again right on top of our sit bones. Let's reach those arms forward. Now I want to reach my arms a little bit more further and around my shoulders. And then I want to pull my shoulder blades together and open up my collarbones nice and wide. Send my shoulders forwards and then bring them back. Send them forwards and bring them back one more time. Send them forwards and bring them back. So we usually want to be in this position in Pilates. We try to avoid this slouch shoulder position at all times. We always want to keep our collarbones wide, stay tall. Okay, so here we're gonna go to a roll down, an actual roll down, roll up situation that we see a lot in Pilates. You can, if this is too hard for you, you can stay with the knees bent and holding onto your legs situation. We're going to flex our heels and keep those legs zipped together. I want to keep my collarbones wide and pull my belly button down, trying to lean down onto a ball on the mat. And then I'm going to roll down one vertebrae at a time. Roll down, and then come onto the mat. Again, I'm going to roll up. I'm going to tuck my chin to my chest, press my low back into the mat, pull my belly button up to my spine, and roll up, roll up, roll up. Again, pull that belly button down and roll down, roll down. This spinal articulation is everything in Pilates. We're going to keep going. Roll up, and roll up one more time. Let's roll it down, roll it down, roll it down. Good. And I know this is harder than it looks. I'm sure if you're trying this for the first time, you're like, oh, that's not that easy. Yes, this is correct. That's why you want to do it slowly. And then we're going to keep going. We're going to keep the legs flexed. If you want, the heels flexed. If you want, you can bend your knees a little and separate those feet from each other to be able to sit right on top of your sit bones. I'm going to sit straight like this because I feel like I'm on top of my sit bones. And then I'm going to do a spine stretch forwards. So I'm going to stretch my spine forwards. I'm reaching forwards with my fingers and my abs are pulling me back. I'm stretching that spine. Obviously, my hamstrings are getting a stretch too. and then I'm lifting up. There's a lot of opposition in Pilates. So something's pulling me forwards from my hands, something's pulling me back from my abdominal muscles, and this stretches my spine. You'll see this a lot in Pilates. Yes, reach up to towel. Let's inhale, stretch that spine forwards, and lift. Last time, let's inhale, stretch that spine forwards, and let's roll down, roll down, roll down, and then lift those arms up. Perfect. Okay, now I'm going to bend my knees and put my feet on the mat. Let's bring those hands onto the mat, and let's do some ribcage breathing. So we did this in the last routine that I posted on YouTube. We bring our hands on top of our ribs, and then we inhale into our hands, into our ribs, expand our ribs to the sides. Let's inhale from our nose and exhale. We try to knit those ribs together. Naturally, my hands come closer together. Inhale, expand, exhale. Try to bring those ribs closer together. Again, inhale and exhale. So if you're not getting this right now, that's totally normal if you're doing this for the first time. What I'm doing is I'm corseting my waist with my transverse abdominal muscles, and I'm trying to just knit the ribs together and activate my abdominal muscles. This is usually how you will be doing most of your Pilates exercises, and it helps you stay healthy. So we're going to keep those ribs together, corseting the waist with the abdominal muscles. We're going to lift those arms up. We don't want to round our shoulders up. We want to keep those collarbones wide, and we want to go rib cage arms, sending my arms back, but I'm not popping my ribs open, and then lowering my arms down. Inhaling, lifting those arms up, but if you watch closely, my ribs are not really moving at all. It's just my arms are moving in their shoulder socket. And then let's reach those arms up towards the ceiling. Let's turn the palms to face each other. I'm going to bring my fingers together, and then I'm going to open my arms wide. Again, I'm not going to pop my ribs open. So this is a big basic, a big fundamental in Pilates, trying to keep your ribs closed, your abs engaged while you're doing other things, trying to keep your posture Pilates perfect. Good. One more time. Reach up and open out, and then let's reach those arms up. Perfect. Now I'm going to bring myself up to a Pilates curl. So first of all, before I do that, I want to talk about neutral spine. We want to have a little bit of a space underneath our low back, the size of a blueberry. So I'm not pressing the blueberry into the mat, and I'm not really giving it too much room to breathe. There's just a blueberry underneath my underneath my low back, and I'm keeping myself at my neutral spine. So I personally live in a tuck. I personally press my low back down to the mat. So I want to always remind myself to press my tailbone into the mat to give my low back that space. If you live in an arch like so, you want to remind yourself to bring your arch to a little bit more of a neutral setting. Cool. So I want to stay at that neutral spine, keep my ribs closed, and reach my arms up towards the ceiling. And then I'm going to go ahead and curl my chin to my chest and curl up, reach forwards with my fingers, keeping my collarbones wide. And then I'm going to roll back down. I'm going to reach up and come back down. I'm going to inhale. So I'm keeping my belly button pulled to my spine, but again, I'm not pressing my low back into the mat. So when people do crunches, they usually tend to really press the low back into the mat like so, because they're trying to really reach up as high as they can, and then they let go of the low back when they do this. So we want to keep the neutral spine as we reach up and lower down. So maybe this movement is smaller, the range of motion is smaller than what you would imagine it to be, but that's what's healthy for you today. We're trying to get your strength up and lower down. One more time. Reach up and lower down. Perfect. Now I'm going to lower my arms down to the mat. Perfect. And then lift one leg up to tabletop, lift the other leg up to tabletop. All right, now we're gonna go single leg marching. So again, neutral spine here. I'm reaching my fingers forwards to the foot of the mat, and then I'm flexing my feet for this one. I'm sending my left thigh away from me, so naturally my heel is going down towards the mat, and then I'm pulling it up. I'm switching right thigh away from me. I am pulling it up. So this action is happening in the socket here in my hip joint, and I'm trying to pull the leg up using my abdominal muscles. So here it's easy to turn on your thighs and your hip flexors, but I want to bring my attention to my low abs to use them to lift the leg up. So if your range of motion is this small today, that's perfectly fine. Please don't send this leg all the way down to the mat and press down to the mat and arch your back. Do whatever it is your body is telling you today, and keep it simple. Good. Now let's try double leg marching. So we're going to zip these legs together, press those legs into each other. Again, inner thigh connection, inner thigh activation kicks right into my low abs. I want to notice that, and then I want to send both heels towards the mat and pull them up. Send them down, pull them up. Let's do 3 more. Let's inhale and exhale, pull, and 2 and 1. Let's put those feet down. We'll get back to our abs, but maybe now you're a bit tired. Maybe you're starting to get into your hip flexors a bit. So let's give that a rest for a second. Keeping the hands on the mat, reaching my fingers forwards towards my feet, and then I want to tuck my pelvis down towards the mat. I want to slowly start to peel off the mat and come to a shoulder bridge. Good. So I'm really pressing onto my feet. I'm lifting myself up from the backs of my thighs here. You don't want to press yourself up too high that all your weight is up at your shoulders and you're just flapping open your ribs. You want to keep the tuck of your pelvis. Let's look to the left, and then let's look to the right, and let's come center. If we're doing this comfortably, that's perfect. That means your weight is on in the right place, and we want to be in one long line from our shoulders to our knees. Now I want to tuck my pelvis even more and start to melt down. First, my upper back is going to touch the mat. Then my middle back is going to touch the mat. Then my lower back. And then I'm going to release my tail into the mat. Let's arch the back a bit. So send our back into an arch. And then again, come to a pelvic tuck. Press the lower back into the mat. And lift up to our shoulder bridge. Let's take a big breath and then melt down. Melt down. Melt down. This spinal articulation is truly everything. One more time, tuck and lift up, and then lower. One vertebrae at a time. Perfect. So now maybe our hip flexors and our abs rested a bit. Let's get into some more abdominal action. I'm going to lift my legs back up to that tabletop position, and I'm going to zip them together again. Again, I'm going to find the inner thigh connection by pressing my legs into each other, and then letting the inner thigh connection kick into my low abs. Maybe this is the 3rd time I've said this, but this truly isn't talked about enough, I feel. So I'm going to talk about it a lot. Let's reach those arms up towards the ceiling, and now let's come up to a Pilates curl, reaching forwards with those fingers and lower down. If you feel like this is too hard for you today, you can put your feet back down and do it like how we did it in the beginning. Just curling up with your feet on the mat, reaching and lowering down. One more time. Let's reach and hold. We're going to start pumping. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is called the 100. I'm going to keep talking while you're doing this. So we're pulling the belly button into the spine and exhaling. You're pumping vigorously from your shoulders. And this activates your whole body. It works your whole body. If you feel like you've got this, you can extend your legs a little bit further up and straighten those knees. If not, you can keep your knees at this bent position for today. Inhaling and exhaling. Let's do 3 more. Inhaling and exhaling. Keeping my heels together and toes apart if I'm extending my legs out. Last time, inhaling and exhaling. I'm going to bend my knees, hug my knees, and come to a rest. Perfect. Awesome. You can rock side to side, give your lower back a little bit of a massage, and then we'll keep going with the abdominals for a bit. So I'm holding my knees into my chest, and then I'm going to curl my head, neck, and shoulders off the mat. When I do this, I don't want to crunch like this. Again, I want to keep my neutral spine, so my tailbone is heavy on the mat, and my collarbones are still wide. I'm going to hug my right knee in. I'm going to hold on to the outside of my ankle over here and my shin and extend the other leg out. So here I want to keep my hips parallel and stable while I switch and switch, switch and switch. Each time I pull the knee in, I really want to pull the abs down, and I really want to send the other heel out. So again, opposition comes into play. Switch, I want to keep my elbows wide as I pull that leg in and in, in and in, 2 and 1. Let's hug those knees in and take a rest. Perfect. So this was called single leg stretch. We're doing the ab series now. And we're gonna again curl up and keep those knees together. I'm going to reach my arms forwards and just send them back and bring them down. Inhale, exhale. So as you can see, everything else is staying stable. And 2 and 1. Let's hover the arms off the mat and reach the arms forwards. Let's send the legs away. Pull them in. If you want, you can put your head down for this one. If your neck is starting to bother you, keep looking at your belly button if your head is up. And 3 and 2 and 1. Let's hug those knees. Rest. So this was a little prep for double leg stretch. Now we're going to go for the full thing. Curling my head, neck, and shoulders off the mat. Legs are together. I'm going to send my arms and legs away and then circle the arms around and hug those knees in. If you want, you can just do the legs or just the arms like we did a moment ago. And 2 and 1. And then let's rest it down. Perfect. I'm rocking side to side. All right. Now we're getting into scissors. We're going to curl up again, send the arms and legs up towards the ceiling. I'm going to hold on to the back of my right leg wherever you can reach and send the other leg down. I don't want to hold on to the back of my knee though. And I'm going to pull this leg in and switch. Pull and switch. Try to pay attention to what your lower back is doing. Are you still at your neutral spine? Are you arching? Scissors switching. So I want to go down for my abs. Down, down, pull. One more each side. Pull. Let's bend those knees and rest. 2 more left. Okay, so if you have any low back injuries, or if at this point your neck is getting tired, you can put your hands underneath your hips like so and keep your head on the ground. If not, if you want to challenge yourself a bit more, you can bring your hands behind your head. And all of us, we're going to first pull our knees into our chest and curl our head, neck, and shoulders off the mat. We're going to reach those legs up towards the ceiling and turn the legs out. So heels together, toes apart. We're going to lower the legs down and lift them up. So here, maybe you only lower it this much, right? Because maybe when you lower it all the way down, you're going to arch your back. And we definitely don't want that. So try to feel what your body is telling you. And let's go slowly. We got 3 more of these. Lower, and lift. Lift, 2. I'm shaking. And 1. All right. Let's bend those knees and rest. Our last one, crisscross. So I love crisscross. Everyone now is going to put their hands behind their head. I want to just lay on the mat for a second and reach my elbows to the corners of the ceiling. I don't have a ceiling, I'm outside, but imagine that there's a ceiling if you're outside like me, and you reach your elbows to the corners of the ceiling. So I always want the sensation that my lats are pulling down, sliding down from my sides, and bring those legs up to a tabletop position. Let's curl the head, neck, and shoulders up, neutral spine, pulling the belly button down, and then I'm just going to twist to one side and send the other leg away and switch. So when I'm doing this, I'm sending my elbow to my knee. I'm not sending my elbow to my knee. I'm sending my armpit to my knee. I want a deep twist. And when I'm doing this leg movement is the same movement that we did in the beginning of the ab series. So I want my hips stable and knees and thighs grazing each other as they go past each other, so everything stays parallel. And keep twisting. And twist, one more each side. Twist. And twist. Oh, let's bend those knees and rest. Perfect. All right, now let's come to some leg circles. I just wanna, there we are. Okay, so the goal of this one is to keep your hips stable. You can keep your hands on your sides, you can keep your hands on your hips. We'll go slow. I'm going to reach my left leg away from me and up. I'm going to point my foot and turn my knee towards you guys, out. I want to keep those hips stable. I'm gonna cross my body with my leg away and lower it, and then lift it. Cross, down, and up. 3 more. I inhale, then exhale. So I don't want to move and just open it out. 2. I want to control. And again, my abs are helping me. And 1. Now let's reverse. We bring it down, cross, and up. Down, cross, and up. 3. Inhale and exhale. How are your hips doing? And 1. Let's flex, lower it down, and then flex the other foot. Reach it away and up. Let's point it, turn it out. Let's cross, bring it down and up. Cross, bring it down and up. Keeping those hips stable. My hands, if they're on the mat, they're helping me stabilize myself. 1 more. And then we reverse. Down, cross, up. Inhale and exhale. 3. Keep reaching your leg away from you. That opposition comes into play again. And 1. Flex parallel and lower down. Perfect. Cool. So I'm coming onto my hands and knees. Here we always want to keep our knees right underneath our hips, hands right underneath our shoulders. We want to make sure that we're sending energy out the crown of our head, energy out our tailbone. There's this writing at the front edge of my mat here, so I want to pick that point to put my gaze on. I never want to try to look forwards. I never want to let go of my neck. I always want to keep my neck, but I don't want to crunch it in any way. And then I want to, again, open up my collarbones, but not lock my elbows. Open up my collarbones. And then let's do some serratus push-ups. So we're going to imagine that there's a walnut in between our shoulder blades. We're going to crack the walnut by bringing the shoulder blades together. And then we're going to release the walnut, press the ground away. We got 4 of these. So as you can see, I'm not bending my elbows when I do this. And 2, it's just about my shoulders. My chest will come towards the ground when I bring my shoulder blades together. And then I am done here. Perfect. Now, let's again get to that tuck and arch of the pelvis. Let's press the ground away and come to a contraction. And then let's arch the back, try to bring the forehead and the tailbone together. 1 more time. Press the ground away. Look at your belly button. Pull your abs in. And open it up. and then let's come center. Now I want to tuck my toes onto the mat, pull my belly button up, and then lift my knees up to a hover. Here, I want you to pay attention to where your weight is. So mine was a little bit on my toes. I want to bring it back just a little bit towards my hands, so I'm equally weighted on my 2 hands and my 2 feet, and I'm just holding here. What am I doing with my elbows? What am I doing with my shoulders? Am I slouching? Let's just stay, breathe, and exhale. Inhale and exhale. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Put those knees back down. Perfect. If you want, you can stay on the knee hover, or you can come to a Pilates plank with me. Again, my hands are underneath my shoulders. I'm just going to send my feet away. Yes, and stay equally weighted. So I don't want to pull my hips up because it's too hard to hold on here. I don't want to let go of my abs and just put all the pressure on my low back. I want to stay in a long line and just hold again. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. One more time. Inhaling and exhaling. Let's put those knees down and relax. We're going to do our last thing about the planks, not about our routine. So this time, I want to zip my legs together and come onto my plank. I want to point my feet and bring my weight forwards, and then flex, bring it backwards. So when I do this, it doesn't mean I'm coming downwards and upwards again. I'm staying level, I'm staying long. I'm just moving forwards and backwards. Forwards and backwards. 2. Perfect. And 1. All right, let's come center. Let's bend those knees and come down onto the mat. Now I want to finish with something called chest expansion. Usually you would do this with something that has some resistance, something that you can pull on, and we're definitely going to be doing a resistance band routine. Let me face you to start with. I want to open up my knees, inner hip width distance apart. So again, knees are right underneath hips. And then I want to find that inner thigh connection again. If you have a pillow anywhere nearby, you can pop it in between your thighs as well. I want to roll my thighs in towards each other and find that inner thigh connection. And then I want to let it get into my low abs, and I'm tall. So let's think about everything that we've been doing since the beginning of the class. We have our inner thigh connection. We're pulling our abs in. We're going to keep those ribs closed, and we're going to keep those shoulders stable. We're going to reach those arms forwards, and then we're going to inhale, reach our arms back, keeping them tight towards my body, and holding my breath, holding the position, and then exhaling, reaching it up. Inhaling, reaching it backwards, so I don't want to lift my shoulders up over here. If it's only going this far back, that's totally fine. If you can send it a little bit further back, perfect. But when you do that, try not to collapse. Stay tall. And then reach up. Now let's get the neck into it. Let's inhale, send our arms back. Let's look to the right, open up our left collarbone. Look to the left, open up our right collarbone. Look center, exhale, release. Inhale, send your arms back. Keep that inner thigh connection. Look to the left, open up your right collarbone. Look to the right, open up your left collarbone. Look center and exhale, release. Keep going. Inhale, send your arms back. All right, let's look up and look down. Look center, exhale, release. Last time. Inhale, grow tall as you send your arms back. Look down. Look to the sky. Look center. Exhale. Release. Perfect. Okay, so this was a bit of an introduction to Pilates if you were new to it. There were some abdominal exercises that I hope that got you moving, got you feeling a little bit. In the next one, we'll be doing a beginner's Pilates routine. So please like, subscribe, and comment. See you on the next one.